All right, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to our CMA workshop, guys. This is a very, very interesting course. We're going to be going over the different ways that we're going to evaluate properties using those resources that are available to us as a realtor. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask questions. This is a workshop, so it's meant to be interactive. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a different approach here, guys. I'm going to be asking you for I'm going to start it off with my own property, but then I'm going to be asking you if you guys want me to do some valuations for maybe a property that you're working with for your buyer or your seller. Just
Yes, I am.
I know. So let me get started first with mine, and then we'll ask you. You guys can send me those properties via chat, or you can unmute yourself when I ask for examples, and we're gonna go over and we're gonna show you how to find the valuations. We're not
Okay.
building listing presentations in this course. We're gonna be valuating the property based on the market value. All right, so based on comparables, we're going to use the MLS, we're going to use IMAP, we're going to use RPR. All right, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so we are logged in already to the Miami Gateway. And of course, we are going to open up Matrix, which is your MLS. And then eventually we will open up IMAP and also RPR. All right, so inside of Matrix, any comparable that you try and find inside of the MLS has to be sold on the MLS. So the MLS or Matrix is not really a public records database like IMAP and RPR. So that's the one difference that you guys need to pay attention to is that when you're looking for comps on the MLS, the only comps that are going to show in the MLS are those that are sold in the MLS. Okay, does that make sense to you guys? All right, so we're going to begin by looking for a comp or showing you how to find comps in the MLS. It's very simple. We're going to run a residential search. All right, of course, I am also going to show you how to pull valuations of rental properties, which is pretty much the same way. It's just that we need to look for rental properties. But right now we're looking for single family home or condo. We're going to do one of each. And I'm actually going to do a property myself, and then we'll start using some of the properties that you guys will volunteer. Okay. So the first thing that you guys need to do is make sure that you always select active because you want to see what's active out there in the market. And then you want to select closed sale. 0 to 180 days is equal to 6 months, right? If you wanted to do a comp analysis based on 90 days or 3 months, then you would switch to 180 to 90 days. Let's also include pending sales. So if there's any pending sales under contract, we're also going to see them. However, anything that shows up under pending, you're not going to see the actual purchase price until it closes. You're going to only see the active list price. But the reason we want to see pending is just in case that there aren't many comps, at least we can use the pending ones as well. All right. We're going to go ahead and select single family home. We're going to do an example of a single family home first. Okay. Now, the next thing is to focus on a property that's either on the MLS or off the MLS. You need to know the property address. Now, for single family homes, we're always going to use this little feature up here underneath map search that says within, and you have a quarter mile, half a mile, all the way up to 25 miles. It is recommended that you stay within a half a mile radius around the subject property. Okay, so we're going to select 0.5, which is half a mile. And then the subject property, you're going to place it right over here on the right-hand side. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and select a property right here, 930 Little River. Okay. And you know what? We're not going to do 930 Little River. It's not coming up. All right. Let's do 1210 Pizarro. Okay. Oh, today's not my day. 1020 Obispo Avenue. There you go. All right, so you see how this comes out? Did you mean? And it's 1020 Obispo Avenue, Coral Gables. All right, we are gonna select this property. Boom. So we've told Matrix to draw a radius of 1/2 mile around 1020 Obispo Avenue. Now, the reasons the other properties weren't coming out, I wasn't really sure of the address. And that's pretty much the reason why it wasn't coming out, but I'm pretty sure if I were to put the exact address, it would have come out. All right, so we've got 1020 Obispo Avenue. This is a property in Coral Gables. I don't really know the property much. However, I like to use it a lot in my examples. All right, so next step is we need to figure out the details or characteristics of the property. This property is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, and it's approximately 3,200 square feet. So if you want exact comparables, so you don't have to do adjustments, then you're gonna go to the bedrooms and you're gonna place 4 bedrooms, right? And if you want the exact number of bathrooms, then you're gonna place 3 bathrooms. All right, so we are now down to 8 matches. Take a look on the lower left corner, we're down to 8 matches of 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. All right, so we don't need to make any adjustments to the comparables. And then the size is also something very important. So if the property has a size of 3,200 square feet, the allowable range that you guys can do is a 20% difference between the subject property and the comparables you're going to choose without having to do adjustments. Right? Adjustments are meant when you cannot find any comparables that are similar to the subject property, and then you have to choose a few and then make adjustments. But we're going to try and not make any adjustments. So what is 20% of 3,000 square feet? Anyone tell me? All right. All right, so if you don't know, all right, we're gonna go ahead and put in here a range. We're gonna go down to, let's say, 2,600 square feet, right? And then we're gonna go up to about 3,800 square feet. All right, so being that the subject property is 3,200 square feet, I did a 600 square foot difference. I went down 600 square feet. I went up 600 square feet. I am now down to 1 match. So that 1 match is this property right here, and it's currently listed at $2.2 million. Okay, $2.2 million. Now, I'm going to go back to criteria because 1 property is just not enough. And I'm going to drop the bedrooms to 3+. And I'm going to drop the bathrooms to 2+. We're going to try and stay within that square foot range. Now we're looking at 14 matches. So you see the difference between doing exact bedrooms, exact bathrooms versus just dropping it 1 and just doing plus. Now let's see the results. All right, take a look at the results. So we have 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2. You know, we're all within that same square foot range. Okay. Now, 1020 Obispo Avenue has a swimming pool. So if you want to compare with properties that have swimming pools, then you're going to go back to criteria and you're going to select here RE1 pool. Yes. 14 matches become 7 matches. Go back to results, and we have 1 sale in the last 6 months, and we have all of these listings right here. Okay. Now there is a property right on Obispo Avenue, and it's currently listed at $5.5 million, and it's a 4-4, 3,600 square feet. That's pretty interesting because I'm going to tell you, 1020 Obispo Avenue is not worth $5 million. Okay, it's worth right around 2.3, $2.5 million. But that listing, we definitely need to take a look at it. So you're gonna come here and you're gonna take a look and you're gonna see, what's the reason they're selling for 5.5? I'll tell you one thing, this property is a historic property built in 1925. You know, they're speculating, right? They're just asking 5.5. How long has it been on the market? 66 days. So you need to take a look and you need to see, well, does that property really compare against 1020 Obispo Avenue? I am going to eventually show you what 1020 Obispo Avenue looks like, and it's not comparable at all. Okay. We're going to go back to criteria, and I want to see if there's any other sales in that size range. I don't want to make any adjustments. So we're going to go back 365 days. All right. Now, did I pick up any more matches? We did. All right. We're going to go back here. And now we have a good idea what properties in this area that are comparable to my subject property are worth anywhere from $2 to $3 million. All right. Or at least it's not $4 and $5 million. So anywhere from 2 million as a minimum to 3 million as a max. Now the 3 million is a 5-bedroom home, but it's 3,300 square feet. Our subject property, to be exact, I believe it's about 3,265 square feet, something like that. So it's really close in size. Okay. I am going to select all the properties that sold. You may ask, why am I looking at, or why am I not going to consider the active listings? Well, I am. All right, but I'm definitely going to choose all the properties that sold. And let me show you something. There's one property that is not in Coral Gables. You see this here? Miami. All right, we're going to remove that property. That's not in Coral Gables. So we have Coral Gables, 4 of them in Coral Gables. Okay. This one here is pretty much the neighbor. It's 1102 Obispo. It sold for $3 million. Let's take a look. All right. When you're doing valuations of property, it's very important that you take a look at the property and see the conditions of the property and try and find the reason why it sold for that much or why it sold so low. Okay. So this one sold for $3 million and they were asking 3.2. Once again, it's an old Spanish, right? And it sold within the last year. You're going to see it down here. And it sold in 49 days. It sold in 49 days. Okay. All right. So let's go back over here. And that one is pretty comparable to our subject property. However, our subject property is not an old Spanish. Just to give you an idea, our subject property was built in the 1980s. That property that we just looked at was built in 1925. So you guys can always go back to criteria and do this. Year built, let's say 1950 and above. Let's get rid of the old homes. And now I'm left with these comps. Do you guys see what we did? You know, process of elimination. We're eliminating the properties that are not like our subject property, and we are pretty much going to wind up with a price that's fitting for our subject property. 2.3, 2.4, $2 million. Asking price of 2.2 and an asking price of 3.2. So right now, I have zeroed in on the exact properties that I want to use in our comp analysis. Now, the reason why I had removed the property that said Miami is because it's not in Coral Gables. Let me show you. Clicking on the map. All right. We're going to click on the map and we're going to see it is in Coral Gables. It just has a Miami address. So anything south of Tamiami Trail is Coral Gables. So, you know, it's on the outskirts here. All right. And that's fine. It is Coral Gables. So we're going to use those. Now, if the property were over here somewhere, then yes, we would have to eliminate the property. If the property were over here in West Miami, we would have to eliminate the property. All right, so we are focusing on these 5 properties. And I'm going to show you the easiest way for you guys to see the comp analysis in Matrix without having to create, a large CMA presentation. And it's very simple. You're going to click on print, and you're going to click on CMA one-line summary report, and we're going to click on 3-up comparison. All right, that's really all you need. Now, if you're going to go on a listing presentation, you obviously can create a CMA presentation, which we actually covered in this week's class on Tuesday. All right. But we've got here CMA one-line summary report and your 3-up comparison. We're going to click on print to PDF, and there you go. Here is your comparative market analysis. All right, for 1020 Obispo Avenue. List price. Right now we have 2 active listings that are similar to our subject property. One is going for 3.2, the other one's going for 2.2, giving you an average of 2.7. One's got a days on the market, 155 days, the other one 149, giving you an average of 152 days on the market. For your sold properties, closed properties, we got one at 2,022,000 sold at 101% of the original list price. So it sold over the original list price, and it sold in only 5 days. All right, so it sold in only 5 days. Next up, we have a property here that sold at $2.5 million, sorry, $2.3 million. It sold at 88.5% of the original list price. So it sold below asking price. Originally, they were asking almost $2.6 million. They ended up accepting 2.3, so $300,000 less in only 38 days. And then the last listing, sold price of $2.4 million. It sold at 96% of the original list price. The original list price was $2,500,000, so $100,000 less. And it sold in 59 days. So on average, in this area, a home this size is taking about 34 days to sell and coming in at a price of $2,240,000. This comp is very easy to read, very easy to present. And then it has your side-by-side comparisons down below. So by giving this to your client, they will be able to follow along with each. They have price per square foot. They have the original list prices. They have the sold prices. And they have the days on market that it took to sell the property. And then your side-by-sides. Okay? So this is the way that we're going to run a comp analysis using Matrix, the MLS. Okay? Now, I'm going to close. No, let's leave it open. Let's leave it open because I want to show you one more thing before we go away and move away from this here. Okay? You see over here where it says 1004 MC report. Okay? You may want to include that one too. However, we need to go back to the criteria for that. So we're going to go back to results and we're going to go back to criteria. We're going to try and run in this location using this over here. We're just going to remove the characteristics of the subject property. Okay. And we want to be able to demonstrate to our seller and buyer. All right, let's remove the pool too. We want to demonstrate to our seller and buyer how the market is behaving within a half-a-mile distance of 1020 Obispo Avenue. So what we're doing is called an inventory analysis. So we have active, we have closed within 1 year and pending single-family home within a half-a-mile of 1020 Obispo Avenue. You have 83 results. You're going to click on the results. You're going to select all right up here. You're going to click on print. And we're going to run this one, the 1004 MC, which stands for Market Conditions Report Summary. All right, let's go ahead and click on print to a PDF. And here is another report that you may want to include next to your comps, right? This is the comps, and then this is the market conditions report. So within the last 3 months, there were 13 sales in this area. Okay, that's 4.3 sales per month. So basically divide 13 by 3, which is a quarter of a year, right? And you get 4.3 sales per month. Currently, there are 24 active listings in the market. That leaves you with 5.5 months of inventory. That would be your absorption rate. All right, so the way that that's calculated is that if we're selling 4.3 properties per month and we have 24 active listings, right, we're going to divide 24 by 4.3. That gives us 5.5. So we have enough inventory to last us 5.5 months. Well, where were we a year ago? A year ago, we had less than 1 month of inventory. We only had 4 active listings, and we were selling 5.8 properties per month. All right. So a year ago, we were in a seller situation, right? We were in a seller's market. 3 months ago, or from October 3rd through January 2nd, we were in a situation where we jumped up to almost 4 months of inventory. We were selling 2 properties per month with 9 active listings. But now the situation is changing a bit. The situation now is that we're selling 4 1/3 properties per month, but we have an increased inventory. Our inventory has more than tripled. You go from 4 to 24, right? I mean, you go from 9 to 24. So we have more inventory. That means we have more supply. What happens when you have more inventory in any setting, in a store, in a car dealership, in a housing market? Okay, prices tend to drop a little bit. So take a look. Sorry about that. Let me go back to where I was. There you go. Take a look at the prices. We went from here, all right, 1,725,000 to 1,605,000. Our list prices went from 3.2 to 2.5. However, very interesting that you see here, out of those 13 sales that you had, all right, on average, they were selling above asking price at almost 2% over asking price. 101.9% over original price. So it's trending towards a more balanced market. You know how they say that the market is kind of leveling off? Well, definitely we were in a seller's market, and now we're in a more average, normal market. What would be a buyer's market? Anything over 7 months of inventory is considered a buyer's market. What is considered a seller's market? Anything under 3 months of inventory is considered a seller's market. In between, right, months 4, 5, and 6 are more of a balanced market. So it'd be interesting to run this report 3 months from now and see if it's higher than 6 months of inventory. And I guess we'll have to see, right? So presenting this, you give your seller or buyer an idea of how the market is behaving and allowing them to set the right price for their property, whether they're selling or buying and making an offer. All right, guys. So the reason why I wanted to show you how to use the MLS and do my own property is so you know the steps that we need to take to run a proper CMA using the MLS. Okay. I'm going to do one more, and this is going to be for a condo. Okay. And then we're going to start showing you other comps with the ones that you guys volunteered in class. So we're going to go back to residential search, and we're going to do now a condo. The difference here for a condo, we're going to continue to choose active, closed, and pending. But now the difference is that you're no longer doing a radius, all right, around the condo building. You actually want to stay inside of the very condo building that you are studying. So for that, you're going to come here to where it says street number, street direction, and street name. And you're going to put in the building address. We're going to put in 500, street name, Brickell. All right, this is 500 Brickell Avenue. Do not put a unit number, right? You don't want to pull up one property. You want to pull up every single property that shows up at 500 Brickell. Now, let's say the subject property is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Then come here to the bedrooms and put in 2, and go to the bathrooms and put in 2. We are now looking at 10 matches. Let's click on results. Here are our results. We have 3 sales in the last 6 months, 740, 750, and 765. So does that give you a better idea right away what a 2-2 in this building goes for? Take a look. All active list prices are between 730 as the minimum and 800,000 as the max, pretty much. And our sales are coming in at 765, 750, and 740. So admittedly, this is a very easy comparable to do. Now you can look at the unit numbers, right? And see which line. So let's say your subject property was in line 2, right? Let's say your subject property is 3202, this very first one that you see here, right? 3202. Then, of course, you just want to go ahead and select 2602, 3102, 4002, 3502, and 2002. So apparently, the O2 line is very popular in the last 6 months in this building. I mean, out of 10 results, we chose 6 from the O2 line. Okay. And do you guys know how to eliminate the rest on the MLS? You go here to refine, and you're going to click on narrow. That's going to eliminate everything else, and we stayed with every unit that's on the O2 line. That means that we have the same view, and that means we have the same unit size, right? 1146, same unit size. So here is our comp analysis for a 2-2 in line O2 in that building. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and run the actions, print, CMA 1-line summary report, and your 3-up comparison, and then click on print to PDF. And here we go. For my active listings, we have a active listing here, one active listing at 798,500, right? It's been on the market 115 days, and it's coming in at $696 a square foot. For my closed properties, we have 3 closed properties, 740, 750, and 765, with an average of 751. That's an average of $655 a square foot. And for my pending properties, we have one listed at 785 and another one at 799. Once again, we don't have the purchase price just yet because we need to wait for those to close. But currently, they're listed at $691 a square foot. And then your side-by-side comps. It's just a very easy comparable to read. Now, if you guys needed the numbers without printing anything, let's go back to the results. This is another trick, guys. If you just want to know what the price per square foot is, you can select all of your comps and go here to where it says stats and click on tabular. Take a look. All right. Closed sale. You got 3 closed sales, and you have the average price per square foot of $655. So someone's asking you, Robert, a 2-2 at 500 Brickell Avenue is selling at what price per square foot? You tell them on average is selling at 655 a square foot. The median is slightly lower at 654 a square foot. So if it's 1,146 square feet, when you multiply that times 655.90, right? You get your average sold price of $751,666. If you grab the high price per square foot, so the highest, the max price per square foot of 667, you get this price, 765. And if you get the minimum, the lowest price per square foot of 645, you get this price. Guys, practice this as much as I have. I've been, obviously running comparables for 20 years, but practice this and you too will become an expert in evaluating properties. Okay. All right, we're gonna go back here and I am now going to take a look at the chat and we're gonna begin with the first property that was given to me, guys. So we have here Paula. Paula wants to do a property in Hallandale. Paula, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Because I'm gonna ask you details on the property, okay?
Okay.
All right. So it's 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue, right? So it's a house, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, it's a house.
we're gonna come here within half a mile, and we're gonna do 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Okay, and it's in Hallandale, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do this again. 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue.
I put Hallandale because
I know
if you don't, yeah,
there it is.
that one.
All right, so yeah, sometimes you have to enter the city.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. All right, 308 Northwest. It's important that this actually happens, that you are able to see the property and that in red, it tells you map area selected. Because now I can go to the map and I can show you, all right, that we have identified the subject property. Okay.
Okay.
Next, you're gonna come here. We're gonna do active and closed and pending, and we're gonna do single family home. Now, what is the characteristics of the property?
It's
Size, size of the bathrooms.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna take a quick pause here, guys, and show you if you don't know the size and if you don't know the characteristics of the property, you're gonna use this program up here called IMAP. That's gonna open this here. This is a public record system. We're gonna go here to search area, and we're gonna go to Broward County. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna put in here 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue, and we're gonna hit enter. And of course, it kicked me out. It always does this when I'm in class. All right, so let's switch back to Broward County. We're in foreclosure search. Let's get out of that. Let's go to tax search. All right, 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Okay. Deerfield, Hallandale. Hallandale's right there. Okay. All right. So if you didn't know the characteristics of the property, now you know here. We see that the lot size is 5,600 square feet. And then we see the characteristics down here that it's a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,300 square foot home. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna go here to matrix and we're gonna do 3. We're gonna do 2. And then we're gonna do 1,000 square feet to 1,600 square feet. You guys see what I did? All right. So if it's 1,300, basically I removed 300 square feet and I added 300 square feet from the actual square footage and I formed a range and we have 5 matches. If you do this and you have results, there's no need for you to make any adjustments. Okay, we have 1 sale and 4 active listings. We have 1 sale and 4 active listings, and the subject property is one of the active listings, 308 Northwest 2nd Avenue. Okay, so let's take a look at the subject property. Here's the subject property. All right, not many photos. Well, yeah, I do have 24 photos, but as you can see, this property needs a little updating. Okay. Go back over here to agent single line. Let's take a look at the closed sale. All right, the closed sale comes in at $450. They were asking $440, and they were able to sell it for $10,000 more. And this is the closed sale, guys. Give me your opinion. All right, is
Looks much better inside to me.
right? So it looks much better. So, you know, you're not gonna get $450 for the subject property. Okay, you're definitely not gonna get $450.
No.
Let's take a look at the pending one. The pending sale is at $349.9, so it's actually a lot lower. And this is the pending sale. Yeah, it's a house that needs updating. So what's your opinion on the subject property being listed at $430 and has been on the market now for 43 days? All right, priced improvement to sell. We just saw one that's pending at $350. So it's a really hard thing to judge here, guys. You got one that's pending at $350.
Yeah,
That
I
is
know. That's why I want to ask
larger.
you.
That's larger than the subject property coming in at $1,300. Now, where is it located? Let's take a look. Let's open the map. All right, let's zoom in a little bit here. All right, that's your subject property. That's $650. Well, pending is that one right there. So it's actually the closest one to the subject property.
Closest one.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to criteria and I'm gonna do something. Okay. I'm gonna go and try and get me some more examples. See if we have more examples that help us, all right, with our price. We have one here now coming in at $329, and then everything else is above $400,000. We'll take a look at this one. This is coming in at $329. This is not comparable. I mean, it's not. All right. So we're not going to use that one. Okay. And then, of course, this one is a mistake, guys. If you ever see this, 41,000, it probably was 410,000. But they made a mistake, and they need to fix that mistake. And then these here are just way too expensive. 607, 533, that's not looking good at all. So you're gonna choose these. And then of course you're gonna choose this one. All right. And then if you want to have an idea real quick, you're gonna go to stats and you're gonna go to tabular. And for a closed price per square foot, you're looking at $323 a square foot. Do me a favor, multiply 323 times 1,300. What do you got? All right.
323 by
1,300. $419,900.
yes.
Okay. And that is on average. On average. Now multiply 287 times 1,300. You get 373.
374. Yeah.
So if you were trying to figure out what price you should offer for
Yeah,
this
that's
property.
why I'm trying to figure it out.
So if you're trying to figure out what price you should offer for this property, of
Mhm.
course, you need to take a look at the conditions of the home and say,
I went, so I saw it.
right. So what I'm saying is that you need to look at the conditions of the home.
Mhm.
You say, all right, this house needs updating.
Yes.
Okay. So based on the market analysis and the market value, you should compare it towards the lower price per square foot. So I would say somewhere around $370,000.
Okay.
I know
That,
you know,
do you think that's gonna be realistic? I was thinking in 400,000.
um, listen, you don't know how many offers they've had.
They don't have any. So,
Okay.
but they have like 7 showings
Are you
this
a
week.
are you a cash buyer?
No, I'm not.
Financing?
Yes,
Financing FHA?
probably.
Okay. Um, help your buyer. Help your buyer get them a deal. I mean, listen, put a strong offer together, a good deposit, and put 375 if you want to. I mean, if you start at 400, they're gonna say 410 or 415.
Okay, yeah.
Start lower. Start lower. So listen, I have a real interested buyer.
Mhm.
They're approved. You know, we're ready to go. Banker's ready to loan the money. And I'm gonna put a solid offer. I'm gonna put $10,000 in deposit. And because that's a solid offer, $10,000. Now, if you put a 5,000, that's a minimal deposit. But if you put 10, anything 10 or 15,000 in deposit, that's a solid offer. And they may jump for 375. Another thing that you need to do is click on IMAP right here.
Mhm.
How much did they buy the house for? They bought the house in 2021 for 310.
Yep.
So, you're giving them 375. Let's say you win
Mhm.
let's say you win the offer at 390. I mean, they're walking away with money in their pocket for a house that they did not remodel. They did not renovate
Okay.
at all. So yes, that's my opinion. Okay.
Okay. They changed the windows. The windows are brand new.
Those are brand new windows.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably change them again. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can see they're impact windows. All right. All right. So yeah, that's my opinion, guys. And then also look, when I clicked on IMAP, it opens up IMAP right here, right? It opens up IMAP, and we're gonna go ahead and click on find comparables. Let's show you how to do it on IMAP. It's real simple. Click on find comparables. And of course, we got no comps, okay? Because I'm doing same subdivision. We're gonna go half a mile, and we're gonna go 1 year. And we're gonna hit update criteria. Look what IMAP is telling me based on these comps. All right, we have 435, 265, and let's just remove these and stay with this one. IMAP is telling me $374,000.
Okay.
So don't be scared to offer that.
Mhm.
They're
Okay.
asking too much. They're asking 430, that's too much.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
A
you,
good,
Robert.
a good solid offer around that price range with a good deposit shows that your buyer is serious and that your buyer wants to buy the property. You should have no problems negotiating less than $400,000. I mean,
Okay.
it could be that
the-
if you were thinking 400,000, then your
Mhm.
buyer's gonna be happy at 390 or 395. So,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So a question: the deposit. They have to put the deposit right away when we send the offer, or once it's accepted.
No, all deposits are to be collected when the contract is accepted.
Okay. Great. Yes.
After,
Same as the rentals.
same as the rental. So after the effective date, then whoever we're using as a title and escrow, we're gonna set up
Mhm.
where the buyer is going to wire the money to the title escrow,
Mhm.
the deposit. Okay?
Okay. Great. Thank
Call
you
me if
so
you
much, Robert.
call me.
This is very helpful.
Yes, yes, thank you. Call me if you need any help. I can help with that. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go into IMAP real quick because we just did one on IMAP. I want to make sure that you guys know how to run comps on IMAP. There was another property that was given to me. So let me go here to the chat. And we have Tamara. We have two properties that you gave me. Let's take a look. So 1578 South Ocean, apartment 115. All right. So we're gonna come here to IMAP and we're gonna do 1578 South Ocean. Right here, we put in 15, all right, 78 South Ocean. And the apartment was apartment
115.
115. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, so that's how you enter on IMAP. Okay. We're gonna come here, we're gonna click on start search, and there it is. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,273 square feet. All right.
Correct.
Oof. So are you representing seller or buyer?
Seller.
All right. So there's a lot of transferring of the title going on here. So when it comes to doing a title search, they may come across an issue. There was a lot of corrections of the deed and everything, but anyways, let's go here to find comparables. And then we're gonna stay in the same subdivision when you're doing a building. All right, see, we're in the same subdivision. If I were to do this half a mile out, then you've got all of this going on. All right, we cannot consider all of these as comps. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna do same subdivision, update criteria, and we're staying within the same complex. All right, take a look. 970 is the low end. 1.2 is the high end. And the average is $1,089,000. We have 1.2 and 970. We have $949 a square foot. We have $761 a square foot. So your job as a realtor is you need to figure out why this one sold for so low, or maybe why this one sold for so high. If 761 was a unit that needed some updating or has an inferior view, right? Then you remove it. And then you're looking at $1.2 million. If this one over here, all right, unit 221 at 949 a square foot has a superior view than the subject property, and it's fully updated, and your subject property is not, then you remove it and you're pretty much looking at 970. All right. If you are looking for more comps, it is okay to go out 1 year. You know, if 2 comps are not going to be sufficient, then it's okay to go out 1 year. So look, I picked up 2 more comps. We still have 949 a square foot. We still have, and we have now 761 a square foot. We have 791 and 628 a square foot. You know, process of elimination. We have 628 a square foot. If I remove that one, right, and I remove the higher one at 949 a square foot, we're in between 970 and $1,007,000. All right, so we have a very small range, a very tight range with an average price of 988. Now, of course, if you're representing the seller and the seller says, well, my property is superior to all of these, then you don't remove the top one. You remove the lowest priced one. And now you're presenting 970 to 1.2. So 1.2 being the highest based on what sold, 1.2 being the highest. Okay, so you can pretty much start from 1,061,000 to 1.2. Now, this is the expected sold price. Of course, you're going to probably want to list it at 1,300,000 or $1,350,000. You know, you're not going to list it right at market value. You're going to list it about, 6 to 10% higher. Okay, so that would be my study for that property. We're staying all pretty much within the same size range. Okay. You have any questions on that one? Cameron?
No, thank you. They're all similar properties. I
Yeah,
mean, all the units in there.
yeah, okay. And then 400 South Point Drive, 1404. All right, I think you're gonna challenge me on that one, right? Just with the address. All right, so going back over here, we're gonna switch to Miami-Dade County. All right, and then we're gonna do 400 South Point Drive, and what's the apartment number again?
1404. It's
Four-
South Beach Towers is the
Yeah.
South Point Tower.
All right, guys. So once again, we have over here a unit, and it's the 1,802 square feet. Okay. And the market value per Miami-Dade County. All right, we have over here market value of 1,887,000. That's not the true market value. That's based on the taxes alone. We're gonna click on find comparables and see that within the last year, or sorry, within the last 6 months, there are no comps. Within the last year, all right, we found 2 comps. So I was afraid that you were going to challenge me a little bit, that we weren't going to have any comps. What happens when you're looking at a building that may have like 20 units and in the last year there's no sales? Then you're going to have to find other similar buildings in the area that offer the same amenities, pretty much built around the same year, and try and find comps of the same size. All right, but luckily for this building, we did find 2 sales in the last year. All right, our subject property has 1,802 square feet. So we have one similar sale right here, 1,802 square feet, and it sold for $2.5 million. This one is a little bit smaller at 1,559 square feet, and that one sold at 2,194,000. So if I remove that one, you're looking at $2.5 million. You know what's interesting? The one that we just removed sold at a higher price per square foot at $1,407 a square foot. So if I include that one in my comps, we have 2,536,000 as our high, and we remain with 2.5 as our low. And that's pretty much all the comps there is. When an appraiser is going to go in there, they're not going to look at other buildings because, right over here, we have the Continuum, we have Apogee, and you just have way too many different style buildings. And South Point is an older building. All right.
Right.
Yeah, it's an older building built in 1987. And all the others like Portofino and all the others, they're built in the 2000s. All right. So yeah, $2.5 million is what you, and then of course you want to go here to the MLS and you want to run this, an active and 400. All right, South Point. And there are 5 units right now. And the 3 threes are 2,333,000, 2,395,000, 2,495,000. So pretty much between 2.3 and 2.5 is the asking price. So if you were about to place your unit on the market, if you go over 2.5, you'd be the highest price in the building. And then of course, if you go below 2.3, you'd be the lowest price in the building for a 3-3. So you got to talk to your seller and say, all right, what are we looking at here? Are we looking to sell quickly? Then let's place it right around the middle. If we're looking to get the best money for the listing, then you're going to place it at the higher end of the market. Okay. I'm telling you that this is how you do a market analysis. Appraisers will do different things, but they will also include a market analysis. And then make sure you know how to do this. Come over here to more market reports. And once again, we're going to run that market conditions report. It's very important that we understand active, closed, 1 year. And then pending, condos, All right, this area is known south of Fifth Street. So I just want to do a south of Fifth Street. So I'm going to come over here to map. Okay. I'm going to zoom in on South Beach. I'm going to zoom in on South Beach here a little bit. And then you see that Fifth Street, the building that we were just studying is down here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw myself a polygon like this, straight across Fifth Street, like that, and like that. Because I'm not going to do the entire zip code because that includes all of this up here. We're just going to stick to this area, south of Fifth Street. Okay. We're going to go ahead and click on generate report. And I want you guys to see how the condo market is behaving in south of Fifth Street. All right. Similar to what we had just seen earlier. We went from 4.7 months of inventory at the beginning of April of last year to 10.7 months of inventory. So our inventory doubled. It went from 93 to 176. Okay. And then our sales has increased a little bit, you know, from 10 sales per month to 16.3 sales per month. Okay. But when you compare it towards the first 6 months, they were selling back here almost 20 properties per month. Okay. And our list prices are down from 2.3 to 1.8 to 1.6. However, our sales prices are at an all-time high in the last year. 827, 1.2, now 1,245,000. So it's kind of a market that, you know, it's showing that list prices are dropping. However, the sales prices are increasing. Okay, so with 10 months of inventory south of Fifth Street, there's a lot of competition. And you can also do this. All right, you can also do this for properties of 3 bedrooms. All right, of 3 bedrooms. Forget the bathrooms. Let's just go with properties of 3 bedrooms. How is the market behaving for condos that have 3 bedrooms? All right, we go from 9.5 months of inventory all the way up to 12.2 months of inventory. And our prices, all right, are like are as it states here, you know, from $3 million down to $1.5 million, now up to $2.7 million. And our asking prices are from 4.3 up to 4.6 down to 4.5. All right, and those are for 3-bedroom condos south of Fifth Street. So learn how to run this report, guys, because this report is part of every appraisal report that you will see. Appraisers love to run this report. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do one more example on RPR, guys. So RPR is this program you see here. All right, RPR is this program. You can find it inside of your gateway right here. You can find it in your gateway. You're gonna open it and you have this, or from any listing on the MLS. You can always come here and you can click on the RPR logo and it's gonna open up RPR. Okay. Does anyone have another address, a single family home they want me to use? I don't know, your neighbor. Doesn't matter. You don't have to give me one of the properties you're using. Just
I have another one.
okay. So RPR, what's the address?
It's I'm gonna write it in the chat. Give me 1 second. It's 1120 Northwest on 106th Street.
In Miami?
Yes, Miami.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to show that one today.
All right, let's take a look. So it's got a list price of $425, right? And it has an open house today from 5 to 7. Wow, on a Thursday. All right. So RPR gives it a valuation of 505. Okay. Now look to the right. Instead of having 5 stars, it has only 1 star. So RPR is not confident in this price at all. Another telling is that if RPR had here RVM, all right, you would see more stars. RVM is Realtor's valuation model. It's a better valuation than an AVM. An AVM is an automated valuation model, and we didn't really get a good price here. Either way, guys, you're going to run your own comps. So you're going to click on create a CMA and follow me with this. We're going to click on confirm facts. Okay. And there's nothing to confirm, guys. This is all listing data. So this is what the listing agent here in the middle placed. So we're going to just click on confirm facts. Step 2 is to find your comps. So we're going to click on find comps. We are going to use active, pending, under contract, and sold. We're going to go back 6 months, not 3 months. We're going to go back 6 months. And we're going to do 3 bedrooms as a minimum and 2 bathrooms as a minimum. We're going to stay between 1,300 and 2,300 square feet. Notice the property is almost 1,800 square feet, so 1,792. And then very important to also mark lot size. So we stay within the allowable range for our lot size. We're going to come down here. We're going to click on search, and we have very little comparables. We have some. We have some. All right. And here are our comps. We have 1 sold, 2 sold, 3 sold, 4 sold, 5 sold. And then we have 1 active listing. Now, how far away are our comps? This is our subject property. Well, we have 1 right next door. So at least we have 1 there. But then we have all of these. Okay. And in RPR, you can always draw a box, a radius, or a polygon. Whenever you draw a radius, it tells you the distance. Take a look. That's half a mile. That right there is half a mile. So within a half a mile, you only have 1 comparable. If you stretch it out 1 mile, now you have all of the comparables on the map. So within a half a mile, only 1 comp. Within 1 mile, now we include all the comparables. Okay, here's something, guys. I'm going to go ahead and include all of these. Search in this area. Properties on the other side of I-95 may be worth more or less than the properties on this side. So you
Yes.
have to know the area. You have to know the area. You have
Mhm.
to know that this over here is Miami Shores, while this over here is not Miami Shores. So maybe I shouldn't include these.
Yeah.
Maybe I should stay with these over here. So in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a box like this. And we're going to include those. Okay. There you go. Do you understand that when you're running comps, you need to know your areas? You need to know where you're looking at. Are you on the border between 2 cities? Are you on the border between 2 neighborhoods that are completely different? Are you on the border of a gated community? Also, guys, you see up here, RPR allows you to use geography. We can go with micro neighborhood. That would be this neighborhood known as North Silvercrest in Pinewood. We can also go with minor neighborhood or intermediate neighborhood. This would be the entire neighborhood known as Pinewood. Okay. So there are many ways for us to do this. I'm just going to go ahead and draw that rectangular shape that I had drawn. All right. And I hope I got that one. I don't think I got it. Let's do it again. There you go. All right. So we're not going to include the homes in Miami Shores because it's not really comparable at all. Okay. All right. So we have 3 sales. 1, 2, 3. We're between 561 and 645. All right. We have an active listing coming in at 615. Are you really showing? Let's not choose this one. This is too high. It's too high.
Mhm.
Are you really showing this property today?
Yes.
So it's priced very low. I'm sure the property needs a lot of work.
Yeah, and it needs a lot. Yeah, but
Needs a
it's
lot of work.
big. And my
So-
clients needs a lot of space. There is a huge family.
Well, listen, the property has a very good potential value of almost $600,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's for sale at 425, there's going to be a battle for that property. There are going to
Okay.
be several offers. It's probably going to be a multiple offer situation
Mm-hmm.
because the property, if they fix it, it could be worth upwards of $600,000 or more
Okay.
based on properties that size in that area. Okay.
Okay.
We got
Okay.
we got 590 with a low of 559 and a high of 645. That's way higher than 425.
Yeah. So they probably gonna get an offer for more than the asking price.
More than the asking price, and they're gonna get multiple offers, and it's gonna be a challenge for any buyer that really wants it to come up with a winning, you know. Listing agents aren't gonna tell you what the highest offer is. They're just gonna say submit your offer. And then, the highest offer normally wins.
Okay. Okay. Good
But
to
go
know.
in knowing that potentially the home could be 590. Now, of course, you gotta consider the fact that the home is not in those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
You can come here, right? You're gonna hit edit and you're gonna take a look. Here is one that sold at 490, another one 520, another one 460, but these are smaller homes, 550, 443, or 1443, and 1472. These are all smaller homes. 360 square foot, 360, 312. So let's take a look at this one. All right, this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're gonna come here, and unfortunately, we can't see pictures of any of them. But this is the one that sold at the highest price per square foot.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. RPR is really a great tool to use. Please practice RPR. RPR is gonna let you do adjustments to the subject property. You can come over here to where it says refine the value of the home. And you can do this kind of adjusting. Refine the value based on home improvements. So let's say you're looking at a home, right? And it says here, we're gonna remodel the kitchen, major kitchen remodel, mid-range. This is not a high-end property, so mid-range. And let's say that it was completed in 2024, January. And we spent $20,000 remodeling the kitchen at home improvement, and that's going to add an additional 10,740 on top of the value of the home. So from 505 we went up to 515. Okay. You can also do the same thing based on needed improvements. So I'm going to erase this over here, reset this. All right. And then let's say you're looking at a home that needs a new roof. You're going to come here, new roof. And you're going to put in, it's going to cost about $25,000 to replace the roof. At home improvement, now it deducts $25,000 from the overall value of the home. Okay. So practice using this on RPR. It's going to really help you zone in on the right price for the home. All right, guys. So this was a training on CMAs. It's a CMA workshop. I am so happy that you guys volunteered some of your properties. That's that was the idea, right? To make it a workshop. I hope you enjoyed it. We did record our session, and I will share this with you guys later on this afternoon. And of course, if you have any questions, you know how to reach me. Thank you so much for joining. We had great attendance today, and I appreciate it. Okay. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Robert.
I would thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
All right. You're welcome. Have a great day, everyone.